For my persuasive speech, I wanted to talk about something that was personal to me, something I felt like I could compel people more to take action and do a little do a little more. Excuse me, and something that kind of hits home with me uh, is what we're doing about our veterans and why I think we should do more. Did you know that 1 in 4 homeless people are veterans in the United States? Currently, the District of Columbia, our nation's capital, has the highest number of homeless veterans. Um, 22 veterans commit suicide every day. That's roughly 107,800 deaths by suicide from veterans since 9/11. That's 16 times the casualties of the Iraq and Afghanistan war. So, to put it lightly, more veterans are being killed here than over in the Middle East. Um, as of 2015, there are approximately 855,000 living World War II veterans in the United States, and approximately 492 die each day, according to the National World War II Museum. And by the year 2036 or sooner, there will be no uh, living World War II veterans left. Um, and lastly, for my introduction, only 4% of the entire federal budget is spent on veterans and veterans benefits of roughly $160 billion. 4%. Four. Um, you tell me. Also, VA care is not what it should be. The average wait time for serious care, such as operations, cancer treatments, uh, you know life-saving operations. Not We're not talking about basic checkups, but sometimes checkups take several weeks to get one. But the average time for serious operations is a year, 1 year. Um, the number of VA patients has nearly doubled since last year. However, there is roughly $7 billion less in the VA's budget for this year to care for our veterans. Veterans are homeless due to a number of factors. If they suffer from mental or physical disorders such as PTSD is a huge one, or if they've got a loss of limb, or they have a history of substance abuse, which is a big thing, drugs and alcohol. Um, People are still kind of eerie about hiring veterans for whatever reason. Um, and also due to their economic or socioeconomic status, that often is a big factor in whether or not a veteran is homeless. Because they're getting trained in these jobs in the military, but that's all they know. So when they come home, you know they're kind of people don't want to hire them because they're not really maybe sure of what they're capable of, which I think is ridiculous. Um, but there's some good news. The VA is still a big resource for veterans and getting the care that they need. So if you would like more information on that, you can go to va.gov.gov. And there's tons of resources, facts, statistics, where I got a lot of my information from, and other ways you can help. The DAV, Disabled American Veterans, is a huge organization as well. Things like the Wounded Warrior Project are also there. I know they do a lot of T-shirt sales and things like that to give back to our veterans. In January 2015, New Orleans became the first major U.S. city to report it had ended veterans homelessness, which I think is awesome. Programs such as the Supportive Services for Veterans Families program and the Department of Housing and Urban Development have relocating and rehousing programs for veterans and their families that are at risk for homelessness. You can also give a vet a ride through the DAV. I'm pretty sure that's the name of the program. Veterans need rides, whether it's to and from their job or if they're on the side of the road and they need to get somewhere, help them out. You can also send currently deployed or elderly veterans, who may be in a nursing home or shut in, holiday cards, things like that, pen pals. Write to them, let them know you're thinking about them. And to conclude my speech, if you see a vet, think of it. It's easy to kind of overlook that, but just that I think is really understated, but it makes a huge difference. And that is why I think we should do more for our veterans. Thank you very much for listening, and have a Merry Christmas.